Good morning. Thank you for tuning in to your daily Wallops weather briefing for Friday, January 17th. Seeing some mostly sunny skies out there finally, which is a nice change from our socked-in conditions that we have been seeing for much of this week. It is rather chilly out there, finally seeing some temperatures a little bit below normal today. We did see that low drop down just to 32 degrees, which wasn't quite as cold as we were expecting as those winds remained a little higher, allowing that atmosphere to mix, which prevented those winds from dropping into the upper 20s. But still chilly out there with the wind chills in the upper teens at times. We are going to see that high very chilly today, below average, only running around 37 degrees. And we're going to continue to see even more cold air across the region as we go into next week. Taking a look at our surface analysis across the region, there you see that very large area of Canadian high pressure settled across the Great Lakes, and that is filtering in some colder, drier air into the mid-Atlantic today. Still seeing that pressure gradient a little tight, as well as that high pressure continues to build eastward, and that's going to keep our winds a little bit breezy today, expecting wind gusts up to around 30 miles per hour as we go into the rest of the morning hours. And they will be decreasing this afternoon and becoming light and variable tonight before we get our next system approach the area. Speaking of our next system, you can kind of see that starting to develop there across the southern plains. That's going to continue to track eastward as we go throughout today and into tonight. We are going to be seeing the warm front associated with that system pass the area. Tomorrow morning, could see a brief snow flurry or two, mainly across the Salisbury and areas north of there. And then we will be seeing some abundant rainfall from that system as the cold front passes Saturday night. Taking a brief look at our upper level winds this morning, seeing northwesterly winds at the surface gusting to around 25 knots or so, just above the surface. Those winds are continuing to increase slowly up to around 80 knots at the 12,000 foot level, and then we're seeing the winds very high above 16,000 feet with wind speeds up to 130 knots at the 25,000 foot level. Seeing our freezing level this morning just at the surface, as we did have those that low down to 32 degrees earlier. Let's take a brief look at our satellite loop this morning. We are seeing some pretty cool looking streamers here on the satellite as you have that colder air flowing over that relatively warm ocean water, creating some shallow cumulus fields over the open ocean. Otherwise, seeing just a little band of cirrus cloudiness associated with that upper level jet streak moving across the mid-Atlantic, and that's really going to be our cloud story today, with skies remaining mostly sunny until we get into later tonight, when we'll see mid-level cloudiness increase in advance of our next weather system that will be approaching the area. For today, we are going to be looking at a very chilly high of 37 degrees, which is running about 5 degrees or so below normal for this time of year. So finally seeing some below normal temperatures after our relatively long spell of mild temperatures across the mid-Atlantic. We are going to be seeing those northwesterly winds continue around 13 to 18 knots, gusting to around 30 to perhaps up to 35 miles per hour for the next couple of hours. Then once we get to the afternoon, those winds will slowly die off from the north, becoming northerly around 6 to 11 knots by sunset this evening, and then becoming a light and variable as we go into the overnight hours. We are expecting that low of 24 degrees tomorrow morning. A little bit tricky with that low as our winds will be light, which fares well for some very cold temperatures, but we will be seeing an abundance of clouds start to increase after midnight, which will prevent those temperatures from really dropping too much below that number. Taking a look at our terminal forecast, we are going to, like I said, continue to see mostly sunny skies, mainly just going to be seeing the few to perhaps scattered cirrus deck this afternoon. After midnight tonight, we'll start to see mid-level cloudiness increase around 15,000 feet, and then by sunrise, seeing a few clouds at 10,000 feet, broken cloud decks at 14, 18, and 25,000 feet, and then continuing to see those clouds thicken up in the mid to lower levels as we go into the late morning hours, as we see our next system approach the area. We are seeing tides normal along the Delmarva Atlantic coast this morning. Let's take a look at our long-term weather model to show you how our weather is going to progress over the next week here. There we have that large area of high pressure that we showed on the surface map that's going to continue to build eastward into the northeast as we go into today and into tonight. And as that high pressure builds across the northeast, that's going to allow those winds to calm down, allowing us to see temperatures in the mid-20s tomorrow morning. So It will be cold tomorrow morning if you have any morning activities planned outside. And then we will be seeing temperatures rise throughout the day Saturday. We are going to be getting a warm front past the area mid-morning Saturday. Like I said, could see a brief snow flurry, mainly areas north of Salisbury tomorrow. Any snow that you do see is going to be very, very brief. And like I said, really only a flurry or two. And then after that warm front passes, those temperatures are going to be rising throughout the day as we're in the warm sector of the system before the cold front approaches. Actually likely seeing our high temperature close to midnight Saturday night. And then we will be seeing rainfall. It does look like rain will start around 5 p.m. or so tomorrow, late afternoon, and then persisting throughout much of the overnight hours with that slow frontal passage. And rain will be finished by about 8 a.m. Sunday morning at the latest. And then Sunday, we're going to see a little bit of an uptick in breezy winds as we get some cold high pressure building in, tightening up that pressure gradient, ushering in some drier, colder air. And then we will be seeing those temperatures remain fairly seasonable Sunday as that cold air takes a little bit of extra time to move in. We'll be seeing those temperatures still in the lower to mid 40s on Sunday. But once we get into the work week next week, we get this large area of Canadian high pressure really settling across much of the eastern half of the country, and that's going to help to bring us in a stretch of several days of much below average temperatures, only expecting those highs to get into the mid 30s each day. Lows will be around 20 degrees each morning as we go throughout Monday morning and through Wednesday. Not expecting any precipitation, but just those very cold temperatures. And then as we go into Thursday, we should be starting to see those temperatures return back to normal, which will be in the lower to mid 40s, and then seeing a little bit of a return to more mild temperatures as we go into next Friday and into next weekend ahead of our next weather system that will bring us some more precipitation about a week or so from now. Taking a look at our 7-day forecast overview. So going to be partly cloudy, breezy today with that high of 37. Tomorrow going to be seeing a mostly cloudy skies becoming overcast late with that high of 50. Like I said, that high temperature is likely going to occur close to midnight Saturday night. And then seeing that 100% chance of rain with that frontal passage Saturday evening into Saturday night. Then we'll see that front move out of here Sunday morning, leaving us with some partly to mostly cloudy skies and a fairly average high temperature for Sunday of 46. And then that's when Sunday night is when we'll see that cold air really start to move in, expecting those lows to drop into the mid-20s for Monday morning. And then as you can see, we'll be in that stretch of temperatures remaining in the mid-30s Monday through Wednesday. Low temperatures near 20 degrees for Tuesday morning and through Thursday morning. And then Thursday, as that cold high pressure starts to weaken a bit and we get some weak high pressure building off the southeast coast, we'll start to see those temperatures return to more seasonable averages with a high of 44. That'll do it for your daily weather briefing. We'll be back on Tuesday morning at 8:15 a.m. and at 10 a.m. Enjoy your long weekend.